Welcome to Quack Co, the board game channel where every video is 10 minutes or less guaranteed, and today I'm going to be unboxing PAX Viking, a game that I've actually played multiple times on TTS in anticipation of getting a physical copy. This is going to be from Ion Game Design, and this takes the PAX Series, which is a series of games that deal with historical accuracies, deal with kind of things that happened in the world and allow you to explore the nuance of them. PAX Premier by Cole Worley, the same designer of Root, is going to be one of the premier titles in that lineup. This is going to take that series and make it slightly more accessible than some of the other PAX games. As far as I know, this should be a very nice and worthwhile unboxing, and I'll talk you through everything that we're seeing as we do it. Now, I have some very luxurious coins. These are actually really nice. Interesting. So the gold are heavy and slightly thicker than the dollar coins here. I would have maybe liked the gold to be wider, because right now everything's the same size, but honestly, I don't know that I mind that. I like that little pile of coins right there. Let's see here. In PAX Viking, each player represents a Jarl, a powerful leader in Norse culture. Your family has grown stronger over the centuries, and it is now at the pivotal point in history where it has the opportunity to unite many of the Jarldoms into one state. Settle and seize territories, recruit powerful allies and advocates to your cause, establish lucrative new factions and trading posts, seek the power of the gods, and generate followers through military, religious, or trade dominance. You may become the first Swedish monarch. Now, this game has done a lot to be accurate to the atmosphere of kind of the Vikings and Swedes in that area. I know they spent a lot of time studying the culture, studying the areas that people were, and how the kind of Viking Jarldoms or Viking communities slowly started reaching out and interacting with the world around them. We have our tokens here. These are going to be our territory control tokens. We have our coins, which are going to be replaced by those, of course, and then little markers. These are going to be different abilities and things that you place down on the board. Cardboard's maybe a little thinner than I would prefer in terms of punch quality. Not terrible. It's a dense cardboard, which I don't mind. So, something to keep in mind there. All right. This has got to be the game board, so let me go ahead and flush this out and we can show you the map. So, the cool thing about this game is there's a lot of interesting pathways towards victory here, right? You can establish trade, you could drive victory by taking over various different territories across the land. There's a lot of different things you're going to be doing. So this is going to be the main board. Let's see if we make it so you can see as much of it as possible. The main board here, and let's just do one of these to get you your full view up there. So the main board here is going to have a few different important areas or important locations. Each character is going to start in various different areas of the board, and you're going to have regions of the board that you can, of course, establish control over the course of the game. Now, some of these regions will be modular. We'll have tiles here that will start putting out different locations and different events and things that'll happen throughout the course of the game. And there's a ton of those. Here we are. We'll have the saga pile here, which are going to be different abilities and different story things that happen, characters that you can recruit, kind of adventures that you can go on. And you're going to have things like the Black Sea, the Caspian Sea, and all of these will lead adjacency, right? You can either cross the land, slowly taking over and dominating different regions, establishing benefits and trade posts at different regions, and you can kind of sail around the outer edge here, just like the Viking tribes would. Now, each of these locations will have not only starting positions for different characters, you can see, but you'll also be doubling up on victory points and the benefits you'll gain depending on which regions you control. If you control regions like up here by spending a certain amount of coin, you could gain control of 3 different ships, or 2 different ships wherever they are. Replace any one unit with a relic with one of yours and place a home marker on Normandy. So there's a lot of just different powers and abilities that kind of infect this entire game. Now, The other cool thing is going to be the fact that victory conditions shift as well. The tiles that I had over here, no, it's going to be a set of cards somewhere in here. These right here. So throughout the course of the game, you're going to have different objectives that you're going for. And you can see with the crowns here, these are going to be the various different victory conditions. Now, you'll start with just a few of them out there on the board, and they do get more challenging as they go. So you can actually moderate the difficulty, but you'll start with like 2 easy green conditions out on the board. Something like all of your locations are established, or all of your settlements are established. And that's like the go-to, right? And then as you continue, you get more and more advanced objectives out there. It's one way or the other. It's either you start with advanced or you start with green. I don't quite remember. I know that it scales, though. It escalates in a way where you can grab victory early, or later on in the game, there's more ways for you to drive endgame and more ways for you actually to steal victory. Let's take a quick look at the boards that we have here. This is making me excited to play this in person again. This is such a cool game overall. Awesome. So we have Harold Greycloak, Eric the Virtuous or Victorious, Sigrid, Styborn, Ingvar, Aud, Gunhike, Helga, and Elda. Now, these will have advocates who are going to be units that you can have. They'll have a certain amount of different types of places you can establish. You'll have army camps, you'll have religious monasteries, you'll have different like Viking great halls. You'll also have a god ability and a special ability that you can unlock and buy throughout the course of the game. Along with that, you have all these different influence actions that you have. Establish a jarldom, a Sweden, a theocracy, a Rus, invest, journey, play, activate, or parlay with various different factions. And it really does let you play as if you're playing as a Viking leader, which is the cool thing. If you're not big into war or tactics, you don't have to be to get the most out of this game. These are going to be our player reference cards. I do prefer when they give you more than this when it comes to player reference cards. Just a note for every publisher out there, my standard expectation is going to be enough for every player to have 2 if they're double-sided. It doesn't cost that much more to print some. I'm happy to pay the extra $1, whatever it takes. We have our Viking longships, nice wooden pieces here. These are going to be the things that are moving and sailing across the board, establishing control at different locations. Very neat. And of course, we're going to have our various Viking points of interest. These are going to be the things like the jarldoms that you're establishing across the course of the game. Anything else in here? A decent little tray for organizing everything. And the last stuff we haven't looked at yet are going to be all of these cards. Now, these cards are going to be the things that are going through the saga pile. These will be events, characters that you can hire. These will be gods and abilities that you get. And if you see here, there's just an absolute slew of them. So with a handful of different advisors that you could have equipped, more and more powerful ones, we have various different items and resources that you can get. Like here we swing into lots of herbs, lots of weapons, all things that are like culturally accurate to what you'd have there in Sweden, or in where kind of the Vikings are. We have various different events here as well. Dublin, Faroe, Normandy, and I think these happen at specific locations. So like I think you need India in order to trigger some of these. I'd have to double check the rules on some of these. I know some are here on the board. I know some are the events. I know some of them slot into your actual player boards. There's just a lot of interest and interaction with them. And here we're going to have more locations, more fancy people, more fancy items. And this one just looks all mixed up. I wonder if this is a little expansion pack or something like that. I'd have to see. Oh, this looks like specific player counts for some of these. Maybe these are always included in the game, and these are sorted based off the amount of players, possibly. Either way, that's an unboxing. It's a quick look at PAX Viking. I'm insanely excited to actually play this. I need to sit down and read the rulebook, which is why I had to open it up. But if you're interested in that, you should go check out the other videos we have here. After all, they're only 10 minutes long, so worth taking a look. And I'll see you next time.